Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to be learn about the statements and the flow control in C++, or you can say that the decision making in C++. A simple C++ statement is each of the individual instruction of a program. Like the variable, declaration, and expressions seen in the last lectures, they always end with a semicolon and are executed in the same order in which they appear in a program. But programs are not limited to a linear sequence of the statement. During its process, a program may repeat segments of a code or take decision and means prefix. For that purpose, C++ provides flow control statements that serve to specify what has to be done by our program when and other means and unders with circumstances. Decision making in C++ is about deciding the order of the execution of statement based on certain conditions or repeat a group of statement until the certain specified condition is not met. C++ handles decision making by supporting the following statement like if statement, switch statement, condition operator statement, and go to statement. But in this lecture, we are going to learn about if statement, if else statement, and nested if statement. Now we just see the example of the if statement. So what is if statement? If, and then you can write expressions here. Then this statement inside this expressions. So this is the if statement. Means if A is equal to B, so C out, like C out A is equal to B. Okay, so this is called if statement. Now we just see the example of this if statement. So if include, hash include IO stream, and then integer main using name space std, and here I just write integer x and y. So x which is equal to 15 and y which is equal to 10. Now I just use if conditions here. So if x is greater than y, so C out x is greater than y. So this is simple if statement in C++. So this is if statement. Now and it is hash include. Okay, and IO stream, and now I just execute this code. So we have an error, yes, this one, because I just not write this library in these expressions, and here execute this code, and yes. Now you can see the output of the if x is greater than y. So you can see x is greater than y as an output because x value is 15 and y is 10, so x is greater than y. Now we just go through if else statement. So the if else statement is like here I just write if, and here is Boolean expressions, and here is you just write a statement and go to the else statement here. Okay, and then this statement here means our this statement is true, so it will go to the program termination. Otherwise means it's if this condition is false, so it will go to the else condition and execute this else condition here. Now I just create the program for else statement, hash include, and iostream using namespace integer main, and then I just write a local variable here, integer a which is equal to 20 and integer b which is equal to for that purpose I just write integer a which is 200, and then I just write if condition, so if a is less than 20, so cout which is a is less than 20. Okay, so first of all we just check the boolean expressions here, then we just print the true conditions here, and now we just go to the, and here I just write end line, and now we just go to the else condition. So else is cout, and then I just write here which is a is not less than 200. Okay, so now sorry 20, it's not 200, and this is end line. Okay, so this is our else statement. Now we just go to the cout. So cout, and the value is value of a is, so I just print the value of a, so a here and then end line. Okay, return 0. Now I just execute this program. So you can see a is not less than 20, then the value of a is 200. So this is a simple example of if else statement. Now we just see the example of if else if statement. An if statement can be followed by an optional else if else statement, which is very useful to test the various conditions using the single if else if statement. When using if else if and else statements, there are few points you can keep in your mind. And if can have the 0 or 1 else, and it must come after any else, means many else if conditions. And if can have 0 to many else if, and they must come before the else. Once an else if succeeds, none of the remaining else if or else will be tested, means or executed. See the new, and here I just write hash include iostream using namespace std integer main, and in integer main I just write int a which is equal to 300. Then I just check the boolean expression, so the if a which is equal to 10 and cout which is the value of a is 10, and it is end line. Okay, now I just go to the else if condition. A which is equal to 20, and then C out, which is value of A is 20 here, and end line, sorry, here it's a end line, and then I just go to one another else if condition. So here I just write A is equal to 30, and here I just write, sorry, A which is equal to 30, and here I just write C out, and here is write value of A is not matching here. Okay, and then I just write end line. Now we just go to the else statement, and here I just write else, and the else is C out, and the value of A is not match. And here I just did a little mistake, which is a value of A is 30, and then it's end line. Okay, now we just go to the C out. Here is write exact value of exact value of A is, and here is write A, and then end line. Okay, now if else if. So what we do in this program, first of all I just define a variable which is A, and the value of variable is 300. Then I just check the boolean condition, which is A is equal to 10, and if A is equal to 10, so print value of A is 10. Else A which is equal to 20, and if A is equal to 20, so print the value of A is 20. Then same like else if, and then we just go to the else condition. If none of these condition is true, so this condition will be printed, and this is the value of A. Now I just run this code, and here it's end line, and yes, and again I just execute this program, and you can see the value of A is not matched because we have 10, 20, 30, so that's why it's not matched, and the exact value is 300. So this is a simple example of if else if. Now we just see the example of nested if statement. So nested if statement is always legal to nested if else statement, which means you can use one if or else if statement inside another if or else if statement. Let's see in the example. Hash include iostream, and this is iostream. Okay, using namespace std, and then I just write int main, integer a which is equal to 100, integer b which is equal to 150. Now I just check the condition. So if a which is equal to 100, so let's write nested if. So if b which is equal to 150, and here I just write C out and print value of A is 100 and B is 150. Okay, and end line. Now I just write cout value of a is, and here I just write a and end line. Then I say cout and the value of b is, and b and end line. Okay, and here b. Now nested if, and here is write return 0. Okay, now let's run this output, and the value of a is 10 and the b is 150, and the value is 100 and the b is 150. So this is a simple example of nested if statement in C++. Thanks for watching this lecture. See you in next lecture.